Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and it's time for our day one patch review of the very large balance patch. At least it was for BGs, to be honest. They did a lot of BGs changes, but yeah, standard. The two changes where basically the Hearthstone team said that they were kind of happy with how things are, where quests are, and kind of want to wait out and see what happens with that mini set, which we're expecting in a couple of weeks. I want to go over just kind of the general community reaction to all this. Tons of negativity, tons of it, but I'll get my hot take in there of why I've been alluding to this for a while now, of why I kind of see where they're coming from to an extent. It just sucks in the short term. And we'll also go over the shop update where there's like 3 new portraits that we'll fully preview that are pretty cool, and they don't cost $80 billion like the signatures they added, which we'll also show. So again, we're gonna go through all that. If you enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like as it helps the channel grow a lot. And friendly reminder as always, for every balance patch, type in a refund in your collection. It will show all the cards that are eligible, even like the last balance patch still, like Cursed Catacombs. I hold on to my golden cards because I keep all the stuff, but always recommend disenchanting. You can craft it later, but make sure to get in those refunds. So if you go to the front page of the Hearthstone subreddit, there is a lot of, frustration. Pack it up, everyone. The quests are failing at a rate Blizzard is happy with. Why the hell should I buy cards literally ever again? This is beyond pathetic. And yeah, a lot of vitriol. I'll even say there was a thread dedicated to one of my tweets, which we'll go over. The new card I get, apparently I am the Gaslight Gatekeeper, where we go over basically my tweet that I put out here with hot take. The hate this expansion is getting is overblown. 4 of the quests are competitive, and the ones I'm talking about, Mage, which I just hit Legend with today, which I had fun. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Warrior, Paladin, and Warlock, which I faced a lot of today. Did really well at playoffs, but yeah, they actually are quite competitive. And believe me, I hear about the Murloc Paladin one being very competitive from you guys all the time. And I said a lot of support cards are thriving, like Elise or Dinomancy, Resuscitate. There's other cards out there as well, particularly like the Demon Hunter weapon and the new 2-mana spell. Like, there are cards that are seeing play. People acting like this set is completely unplayable it's a bit of a stretch. We're just not accustomed to a new expansion not deleting the prior meta through brute power creep. And I think this is what's been lost on a lot of people, is they said they've been wanting to lower power level right in the game. We saw that with a slower launch of the Great Dark Beyond, but eventually we're getting Starship like crazy now, right? It's been Starship, but StarCraft had a lot to do with that. The Emerald Dream, where imbue decks, where are they? We almost never face them, right? That set didn't hit super hard, and now after a bunch of buffs, we're at the point where 4 of 11 quests are like competitive-ish. None are like truly outstanding, and then you have some support cards. It reminds me of the old days of Hearthstone, like the Ungoros, like the Uldu, where you got a few new decks with a set, but you got a lot of like old decks get new cards, and you go from there. It's more of the recent trend in years where a new set comes out, it just outright deletes the prior thing, and we just become so accustomed to it that it's really hard to remember that it didn't used to always be like that. And it's kind of the consequence of trying to scale power level back. It can't be done overnight, right? And I feel like they're making an effort and they're sticking to it. And I feel like I keep saying, I made that video, right? Why this is a doomed expansion or whatever. And it's funny to read this thread of people like, some of Zeddy's previous video titles, The Lost Savior Goro is a doomed expansion. Yeah, I mentioned that because it's doomed, because the way they're trying to scale stuff back, it can't really thrive until likely next year. I think the set can succeed but not in the short term. Like it's a YouTube title. You gotta actually watch the video and listen to the stuff. And then Hearthstone is Broken was about the client not working, had nothing to do with the set. But again, it's Reddit, and they're only nerfing 2 cards. Yeah, because that's like, you know, the reaction I'm expecting people to have. And I was surprised. Like, the other route you could go, like I mentioned in the Lost City of Agoro's a Doom expansion video, you can buff the living crap out of everything. You can nerf the living crap out of everything. Or you stay on course, see how the mini set lands, and we'll have some decks. Because if you look at the meta itself, like after we're like I don't know what, 12 hours removed from the latest nerfs, it's not the worst in the world in terms of diversity. And there are new decks. They really are. Like Big Spell Mage has been a playable deck. It's not that new, but it has newer cards. Wilted Priest is a newer deck. Elemental Mage is a newer deck. Quest Paladin, Quest Warlock, Quest Spell Mage, Heron DK, which, I mean, it's new. Heron's a brand new card. It's not nearly as bad as it's made out to be, but it's not what we're used to. And I feel like it's really hard to get to that point of remembering. Yeah, like there's a ton of bad decks. Quest Rogue is terrible. Quest DK is terrible. Quest Priest, Quest Demon Hunter. A lot of them haven't landed, but some have. That's kind of what it used to be like. So that's where my hot take comes from. You can disagree, all that stuff, that new set to be broken and every card you bought is worth playing in a deck. But at the end of the day, it used to be that a bunch of them, or a good chunk of them, would see play, and then over time, as new support came out, something might pop up and be good, right? So I personally actually had fun today. I don't know if it was just because I was in a weird mood, but I did play Standard. I got to Legend finally. I've been putting it off. I've just been really enjoying the Underground Arena. A lot of people have it that I absolutely loathe Standard and I refuse to play it, and I'm just playing Arena because it's the only possible thing to play. I don't love Standard right now, but I'm really enjoying the Arena, so I just keep playing it. But I had fun playing Standard. I actually did, even though I faced 45% Quest Warlock, which is a new deck, by the way. And yeah, 9-2, that helps, winning a lot. But it was really fun. I'll put the deck code down below. We'll have a deck recommendation video tomorrow for stuff to try out. But yeah, I just had a good time. And I don't know. I guess when I see so much vitriol, so much negativity, and coming from a guy who's whole bread and butter, let's get salty, I get that all the time, I just feel like it's a little bit unwarranted. I do feel like there's a disconnect between the dev team to an extent and the community. Like, obviously just 2 changes when the meta's this stale is just not really land well. It's just not possible. But at the end of the day, just to say buff the living crap and everything, make everything insane, that's how we got to this point where the board barely is matter, where we're getting OTK'd on turns 5 and 6 like crazy last year. And like, again, Perils and Whizbang, a combined over 60 nerfs between those 2 sets. Like, that's not sustainable. It just isn't. And it's gonna be some pain in like adjusting the power level, getting there, where there is some new exciting stuff in there, but it's not nearly as much as before. Again, we'll see as the data comes in over the next 24, 48 hours. But I just wanted to put it into perspective, right? Like, it's an adjustment period. It's going to be really something special, I feel like, if they stick with this and then like next year with rotation have a true real reset we haven't seen basically since Rostikin's Rumble, and that like let things really flow with like Rise of Shadows into Den of Dragons, right? Like, it really opened things up for quite some time. So you don't know how that'll go, or the mini set just could be broken, right? We don't know. The mini set could be another StarCraft, and that's why they just do not want to buff anything, because the cards could be insane. We have seen that before. So I just want to put that in perspective. But for me, the day 1 patch, I actually had fun. And maybe again, it's because I've been playing ladder a lot and it was a bit more fresh for me. But I just feel like, again, it's been a little overblown. And because they mentioned Stormwind, all the Stormwind apologists were on Twitter saying how great Stormwind was, and you're an idiot, you're a noob if you didn't like it and all that. And that's just not true. It's just not. If Stormwind was popular and it was something that people really liked, Blizzard would have kept doing the Stormwind stuff. They would have saw their numbers, they would have seen their analytics and continue it. There's a reason they're deathly afraid of having a stigma of another Stormwind as meta, because it drove people away from the game in a way we've never seen before, and they have avoided it like the plague since. Numbers don't lie, and it really showed back then. I think even Hearthstone Mathematics showed like engagement rates that they had, like it just plummeted from Alterac Valley, from Stormwind, and there's a reason they avoid it. There could be a happy medium, right? And I feel like the quests aren't that far off, like 2 or 3 more being pretty good, which could happen with the mini set. I think then we're talking. So I know it's a lot of blabbering and not a ton of like analytical data or review on a day 1 patch review, but there's not a lot to work with. And I just thought I would talk about that because I really believe this hot take. I really do, to an extent, that it's just a little bit overblown. And again, I understand frustrations. I understand people would like stuff to be a bit better, but to me, I kind of like what the power level the new stuff is. I just want, again, personally, myself to see a lot of that older stuff just go away. And then we can have this kind of new standard meta for a bit, have a true reset, which we could get with next year if, you know, they stay on this path. And I don't know, we'll see what happens, but I'm very curious to see if they do, you know, indeed stay with this, or they just see all this flack and say, screw it, let's just buff everything, everything's broken, and go from there. I hope they don't, but if it happens, I also can't blame them with the amount of vitriol being thrown their way. And we'll leave off with this shop update for those of you guys who are maybe curious about some of the very affordable bundles and all that stuff in the shop. They added some really expensive signatures that I don't know who's buying. There's a $35 Krog, Crater King, not exactly a great card. City Chief Esho is a good card, $35, but it's also free legendary, right? You could get that. And there's also Tortolid Storyteller, which is also a decent card if you're playing Menagerie decks, for $15 USD or whatever your currency is. And then of course, they actually bundle it together, and the one time they can have like 2 times value, 3 times value, because you get a discount on this, they don't do it. They only do it when it's like irrelevant and just random, and when there's actual value, even though it's just signatures, don't buy it, they don't put it there. I think that's pretty funny. Personally, I'm skipping on all of it. I rarely buy signatures and diamonds unless I really want it these days, and they are there if you're curious and interested, but again, I can never ever recommend that. And then they added, I believe, 3 new portraits today, so we'll preview all of them. They're all more basic portraits. They don't have like trays, special animations, or hero powers, but that means they're cheaper. They're all $10 USD or $12.50 Canadian. There's Field Medic Xyrella. She comes with 5 priest packs and sounds and looks like this.
Xyrella versus Uther. I will fight with honor.
Let's head into the dark. I am glad to find you here. You are a worthy foe. I won't forget what you've done for me. Stupendous! That was unintended. I'm not afraid of you. It cannot be done. I need more mana. The light blazes! Yes, sorry. This battle is yours.
There's also the Dino Pirate Patches one. Same price, $10 USD, $12.50 Canadian. You get those 5 rogue packs, and he sounds and looks like this.
Patches versus Uther. I will fight with honor.
Let's set sail! Ahoy, sailor! Are you sure you wouldn't join me crew? My whole crew thanks you. Dynamite! I'm a loose cannon. My crew's looking hungry. Fire the cannons! I need a break. I need mana. Sorry. Abandon ship!
And then lastly, probably my favorite of the bunch, we got Dino Knight Liadrin. A pretty sick one there with 5 Paladin packs, and she sounds and looks like this.
Liadrin versus Uther. I will fight with honor.
Let's go boldly into the darkness. It's good fortune to meet a friend down here. An honor to face such a foe. I'm grateful. A great feat. Errors can be remedied. There's no hiding from the light, even here.
Reporting for duty.
Done.
I cannot do that. I don't have enough mana. Face the light! You'll win, friend. I can see.
So again, regular kind of shop update. The returning portraits, I think, were the same as last week when we talked about it. And yeah, the patch didn't land. I don't expect it to land much, but I feel like it kind of almost makes sense. We've been talking about lack of leadership with Hearthstone and stuff and direction. We're finally starting to see some direction, at least with the constructed, where they really want a lower power level. They want it to be at a more medium, range, and they're gonna stick to it from the looks of it, unless things drastically change either with the upcoming mini set or the next expansion, right? Which is that whole apparently time travel thing, which sounds really cool. And if they do, yeah, it's going to be painful in the long term. It's why I said this is a doomed expansion right now. It just is. It's stuck in limbo, in that standard limbo, unless they really just amp it up, push it harder. We'll see what happens, right? Obviously, we'll cover all of it. And myself, I don't know. Maybe I'm more patient and maybe I'm more willing to see how it plays out. I know there's a lot of people that aren't, but at the end of the day, I feel like the power level at Hearthstone over the last few years has just not been sustainable. We've seen it with so many balance changes that, yeah, maybe it is a time to have this kind of, reset of a year that some card games just need every once in a while. We've seen it before, and I feel like if the game lives, of course, we may see it again way down the road. You never know. Anyways, let me know. Am I completely out to lunch? How do you feel about all this? And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. We'll have deck recommendations tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.